The Salvation Army, through all of its locations across the country, has a good sense of what the depth of need is in America at any particular point. And there is no question that we have seen an extraordinary tsunami of need as a result of the pandemic. Since last May, 8 million people have fallen into poverty. 10 million people have lost their jobs. So when you take that and you consider the families, you consider the communities that are suffering as a result, the impact has been enormous. I think the best way to describe it on average would be an individual who has a family, living in a rented home, living from paycheck to paycheck, perhaps in the hospitality industry, where any disruption in their income flow will cause them to slip into poverty, lose some of the things that are sustaining them. And that's exactly where the Salvation Army can be of help. I have been very proud of the Salvation Army over the course of the last 11 months to see the way in which our people have responded, they've innovated, they have found new partners and collaborations. The Army has responded beautifully, and that's precisely as it should be. We are built for innovation. We're built to respond quickly, and I'm glad to say that's what we've done. We simply could not do what we do were it not for the Army behind the Army, and that Army is the American people. The Salvation Army has always had a strong relationship with the American public. We're fortunate that they trust us. They believe that we will respond quickly and efficiently. The American public has been extraordinarily generous, and because of that generosity, we've been able to do a lot of good. The ability to scale up what the Salvation Army does with virtually no preparation time was a real win for us. The biggest loss, I think, in my judgment, would be the loss of physical presence in ministry. And that really bears upon what we understand to be community in the Salvation Army. It is always wonderful to connect via Zoom. It's always wonderful to connect over the phone. But ultimately, there is no substitute for sitting next to someone and telling them that you care. There is no substitute for placing your hand on their shoulder, to weep with them, to laugh with them, to listen to their story. That sort of personal connection is what really has an impact over time. I've missed it, and I'm eagerly anticipating the end of the pandemic so that we can resume that kind of ministry. Every Salvation Army officer has been called by God to express their faith in ministry, both spiritual and physical. So it is always a personal matter for a Salvation Army officer. Every person who walks in the door is not only someone in need of food or clothing or shelter, they're a soul. They're an individual with hurts and needs and desires. That holistic approach makes everything that the Salvation Army does a very personal matter.